Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's a sad day. I just found out that Neil Peart has died from a brain tumor. He'd been battling for 3 years, I had read. And yeah, growing up, I was like 10 years old or so when I first heard Moving Pictures. And that was the album that made me want to learn. Well, I was just kind of starting to get into drumming when I was like around 10 or so. But when I heard Moving Pictures, that was the album that did it for me. When I heard Tom Sawyer for the first time, when I heard YYZ for the first time, I just said, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to play like that. And 10, 11, 12, all through high school, I would learn every single fill, every single groove that Neil had done because he was so innovative. He was, the driving force behind Rush, not only from a drumming standpoint, but also from a lyrical standpoint. He was just such a brilliant musician and lyricist. And, he's just one of my biggest influences for drumming. I'm just shocked. I'm just so surprised, because a few years ago, he announced that he was going to retire from drumming due to physical ailments. I had read it was tendonitis in his elbows, which is, I kind of thought about the way he plays, especially in I guess since about the R30 tour or so, when his kit kind of changed and his higher toms were way up here and he had to play way up here. And it's like if I play as hard as he played up here, I can feel that in my elbow. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, that's understandable. He's worn his arms out. But I figured, okay, he's going to retire from drumming, but he's still around. He'll still do some interviews, hopefully. He'll still write some books. He'll still be around. Yeah, but then when I read today that he had been battling a brain tumor for the last 3 years, I got to thinking, I bet that was the real reason when he found out that he was sick. He decided to maybe he wanted to spend the time with his family, the time that he had left with his family and Alex and Getty. And like I said, my condolences just go out to his family and Getty and Alex. The three of them together. When you saw the three of them together, it was like Comedy Central. They were so funny. And you could tell that they just had the best time when they were together. If you look at some of the interviews and some of the stuff on the Rush, DVDs, I don't know which one it was. Hang on. It may have been. No, it's not that one. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe Beyond the Lighted Stage. It may have been that one. That they did the interview at the restaurant when they just had the three of them at a restaurant. I'll have to find it. Just one of the funniest things ever. So you could tell the three of them just had the best time together. But something else? I set my drum kit up. Very similar, growing up. Let me turn the light on in here, or some kind of light here. Hang on. Let me just go white. If you look at my drum kit, growing up, I haven't really changed it too much, but I had to have all the other higher toms up here so I could play just like Neil. The hi-hat's kind of far apart from the snare, kind of play just like Neil. A 20-inch ping ride, which is what he had in the 80s, if I'm correct. It had to sound just like Neil. Wuhan, China. Neil played Wuhan, China, so I had to get one. Just It's just hard to believe he's gone. But he was a legend. I think he'll always remain one of the best rock drummers, certainly most influential drummers, best lyricists. It's just, but again, when I first heard Moving Pictures, album came out in 81. So in the summer of 81, I was still 10 years old. So when I heard that for the first time, that was it for me. I was hooked. I was like, okay, Neil's my man. And every other drummer that I heard growing up, especially through high school, by the time I got older, I really discovered, okay, this guy's really good. This guy's really good. But growing up, I would compare everyone to Neil. Yeah, he was the man, the professor. And yeah, I'm just shocked. But again, my condolences to his family. Heart, my heart goes out to him. Prayers heading their way. Hope everybody's doing all right. I've heard some people say that he eventually, died of a broken heart. He never got over the death of his first wife and the death of his daughter. You never know. You never know. But that was sad. Like his book, Ghostwriter, that I read. Great book, really touched on the hurt of losing his wife, or losing his daughter first to a car accident, and then 10 months later, his wife dying of cancer. That really hurt him. But here it is, 2020. He was remarried. He was married to Carrie Nuttall for 20 years. But you never know. You never know. But anyway, yeah, just want to put this little message out here. I know a lot of people are doing the same thing. A lot of drummers, that really, really just adored Neil's playing, his lyrics, and just his contribution to rock music over the last, since 1974 when he first joined Rush. For his first album, Fly By Night. And then, of course, 2112, breakthrough album. But just his lyrics touched so many people throughout the years, Yeah. Gonna miss you, Neil. You were the man. Were and will always be one of my biggest influences, and always will be one of my favorite drummers. So peace.